Hey everybody, it's 7 Galaxy Dragons here, and today we're going to talk about buying and keeping a large amount of superworms for your bearded dragons. Let's first start by talking a little bit about superworms. When dusted with calcium and vitamins, these guys make a great staple feeder for juvenile beardies all the way up to adults. They are high in fat and protein, so they are especially great for growing dragons. These may look like mealworms at first, but they are actually baby supers, also known as micro superworms. These have a lot more nutritional value than mealworms, and a softer shell, making them easy for your beardie to digest. They are quiet, odorless, and very easy to keep in large quantities for an extended period of time. We find it best to feed supers to your beardies one at a time using tongs. We feed them once a day in the morning after the lights have been on for at least an hour, giving your beardie time to warm up. Some beardies prefer to eat in the afternoon, so don't get discouraged if your beardie refuses to eat first thing in the morning. You will get an idea of how many worms to feed once your beardie loses interest. This will vary as they grow. We feed micro supers to our juvenile beardies 3 to 4 days a week, along with a variety of other bugs. Once the dragon is big enough, at least 80 grams, we start feeding regular-sized superworms 4 to 5 days per week until they are full grown, which can take anywhere from 12 to 18 months. Once full grown, we typically feed supers 2 to 3 days per week, or some dragons may stop eating them altogether. It's important to offer a variety of bugs since some dragons simply refuse to eat supers or may stop at any given time. Always remember to dust your bugs with calcium D3 mineral on almost every feeding, and multivitamins once or twice a week. Now that we've gone over why supers make such a great staple, you will need to find a place to purchase them. We have ordered these from many different sites online and rarely ever have a problem. We recommend searching Google for superworms and finding the best option for you. The prices are usually competitive and very affordable compared to buying at a pet store. Whether you have 1 dragon or 10 dragons, it pays to buy and keep supers in large quantities. Before you get them in, you're going to need to set up a container for them to live in. You can use any small to medium-sized plastic container with at least 12 inches in length and 5 inches high to comfortably keep 1,000 adult supers. The more worms you have, the larger the container should be. You're going to fill this container with 2 inches of wheat bran or ground oatmeal. This is where they live and is also a source of food for them. You can find bags of wheat bran at your local store and online. Now that you have your container ready and you've received your worms, you want to carefully open the box and dump the worms in the container. We recommend doing this inside a larger bin or tub in case any miss the container, they won't run loose. But for the sake of this video, we wanted to give you a better look of what to expect when opening the box. It can be tricky to get them all out at times. Make sure you shake out the packing media and open the box's inside flaps to be sure you got all the worms out. You can dispose the box and any packing media that came with it. The last step is to give them some food with high water content. We like to use carrots and oranges, but most fruits or veggies will do. Simply place any fresh greens or fruit in there and watch it disappear within a couple hours. These guys devour food, especially when they are hungry. It's good practice to start feeding them at least every other day. Take notice to how much and how frequently they eat to set your own feeding schedule. When the wheat bran turns to a grayish sandy texture, that means they have eaten through it and it needs to be replaced. This usually happens every few months, and you could use a sieve or strainer to help separate the worms from the bran when replacing it. Well, I think that about covers everything for buying and keeping your superworms, and as always, feel free to send us an email with any questions.